Hello, 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 hello. This is the Hammerhead Coach. I'm running this video right before I do my home workout here in my garage. And this is for As a Man Thinketh number 2. So I've done the As a Man Thinketh intro. I've done the As a Man Thinketh number 1. This is As a Man Thinketh number 2. Now, if you go to hammerheadcoaching.com and look at that blog, there's a blog that is going to parallel this video series, which is As a Man Thinketh, which is a book by James Allen. And so this is the third one in this series, and we're still talking about the first sentence of the book. The first sentence of the book is the aphorism, As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, not only embraces the whole of a man's being, but it is so comprehensive as to reach out to every condition and circumstance of his life. So in the beginning of the intro, we introed the whole book. James Allen wrote this little book. It's a beautiful volume. It's meant a lot to me. And then we talked in the first installment, As a Man Thinketh 1, we talked about what are heart thoughts. If you break that verse down there, the first sentence of his book is talking about as a man thinketh in his heart, what are heart thoughts? Go back to number 1, learn about heart thoughts. Number 2, here's what I want to focus on in this one, which is very important to you, focusing on what do you believe or what do you not believe, okay? And that is, when you hear that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is what James Allen says. Now listen to this. Not only embraces the whole of a man's being. So this little verse, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, not only embraces in the whole of a man's being, but is so comprehensive as to reach out to every condition and circumstance of his life. Do you buy that? Do you buy that what you think in your heart, which is your inner being, what you think in your heart affects every circumstance and every result and every part of your life? There's no part of your life that your heart thoughts do not affect and control. Do you buy that? That's my main question here, is do you buy that life is something that happens from inside you out? It comes from inside you and it pours out into the world. If you picture in my head, I have the energy of the universe, which in my case I believe is coming from God, and it's flowing down to me in my inner man, in my spirit. You can say your subconscious mind, whatever you want to say, and that is coming in my head here, into my spirit. And whether or not I let that, and I get in tune with that, so to speak, and let it flow out through me, all right, and let it affect all my thoughts and all my being, is whether or not I'm going to be successful in life. So all this is happening. I just made a little mistake there, because all this is happening whether you believe it or not. So your life is happening from inside out. But I'm asking in this video is, do you believe it? Okay? Do you buy it? Do you buy what I'm saying? Okay? Do you buy that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, and that it affects every thought and circumstance of your life? Is it affecting every part of your life? Okay? So the most important thing that let's talk about is that if it is affecting every circumstance of your life, okay, then you have to come to the place where you accept that and realize that you are responsible. You are responsible. Okay, I know this is a rough truth to get across to people. And Brian Tracy's series, Psychology of Success, he talks about getting up every morning and saying in front of the mirror, I am responsible, I am responsible, I am responsible, I am responsible, 10 times. Why? Because the only position of power you have in this world, the only time you have power in this world is if you are from a position of control, that you can control something. I can affect something. And if I don't come to the place that I feel I'm responsible, I'm not a victim, life didn't do this to me. Yes, people have tragedy, people have spouses that pass away, they have family members that pass away, they have family members that were taken injustice. We just had a lady a couple of weeks ago in our town in Jacksonville, Florida, that their child was shot, like playing in the living room. Like she's just playing in the living room, someone drives by, shoots a gun towards their house, and their little daughter passes away. I understand she's not responsible for her daughter passing away. She's responsible for how she reacts to that and how she affects the world around us, around her, with it. And whether it becomes the governing factor of the rest of her life or whether she still lives a productive future life, which her daughter would want her to do. And the fact that you come to the place that I'm responsible, okay? The successes and the failures I've had in my life, I'm responsible, okay? I used to have a brick and mortar business that was very successful. In the downturn of the economy, I was not prepared, all right? And I damaged that business and I had to sell that business. Now, what's the point there? Is that I'm responsible for that failure. Now, I was winning. I was very successful in several different businesses, but in that one instance, I failed. I have to come to the place to realize that I'm responsible. I can't blame Obama. I can't blame, and it really wasn't his fault. I can't blame Bush. I can't blame the big banks. I can't blame the economy in general. I can't blame the builders who overbuilt, and the mortgage companies who gave money to people that shouldn't. I could blame all those people and be a miserable, bitter individual and never succeed in my life. That's not going to help anybody. That's not going to help anybody do anything. So what do I got to come to the place of is what were the beliefs in my head? What were the heart thoughts that I had that made that circumstance affect me? If I had more money in the bank, if I had focused and kept cash safe, focused my energies on what I was great at, okay, and dominated a space that I was great at rather than spreading out my tentacles into all other kinds of stuff that I wasn't great at and losing money in there, I'd still be doing that right now very successfully. So the whole point I'm trying to make is that you have to come to that place where I'm responsible. Life is happening from inside me. How can I fix what's happening inside me? How can I fix the thoughts that are in my head, the thoughts that are in my heart? How can I affect those, and how can I control them? And how can I feel I know where I'm going, I know how I'm getting there, and I'm controlling my thoughts, my emotions, by what? By managing my heart thoughts. I'm rooting out the damaging heart thoughts that I've had or have had in the past, and I'm focusing on the right heart thoughts, the right external thoughts, and I'm not letting my mind run rampant and think all these things that are not true, because life is coming, okay? In my blog, if you go to hammerheadcoaching.com and look for As a Man Thinketh 2 blog, I actually have the video of Rocky Balboa talking to his son in Rocky, I guess it would be 6, the actual movie Rocky Balboa. He's talking to his son, telling him that life is coming for you. Life is going to hit you. Nobody hits harder than life. It will hit you. It will take you to your knees. But then he tells his son that he has to learn how to react to that. It's not how hard you get hit, it's how hard you can get hit and move forward. And that's how winning gets done. That's a quote from Rocky in there. So I've always loved all the Rocky movies. The point I'm trying to make there is that life's going to hit, but we have to have the heart thoughts to know I can't blame anybody else out here. I got a bunch of people I could blame about the bad things that have happened in my life. And of course, I'm always willing to take credit for the good things that happen in my life. But we have to know we're responsible, okay? So I really want us, there's no victim mentality. I want you to focus on being responsible. I want you to realize that your heart thoughts, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, affect every circumstance. They reach into every condition of your life, whether positive or negative, and you have to identify those and really live a conscious life that your heart thoughts are affecting your life. And that's what this is about, is to say, do you believe it? Why don't you believe it if you don't believe it? And the fact is, I'm telling you with all my heart that it's affecting your life whether you believe it or not. Gravity affects our lives whether we believe it or not, okay? Seed time and harvest affect our lives if we believe it or not. No matter how much the farmer says, I'm going to plant in July, I'm not going to plant in March and April, I'm going to plant in July, okay? He's going to miss seed time and harvest if that's the spring planting. There's a scheduled time for everything. There's a season for everything, and you have to live within those rules. And one of these rules is our heart thoughts affect the results we get in life, and they affect every condition of our life, and they affect every circumstance in our life. And I'm really glad I got to bring this message to you. I love As a Man Thinketh, and I want to tell you guys that please subscribe to this channel. There's more coming. I'm going to be doing a lot of coaching issues on business. I talk to brick and mortar business owners. I talk to salespeople. So it's self-development. It's sales development and business strategy, and most importantly, for those business owners and those salespeople, I'm talking to them about digital marketing, increasing a digital footprint, having a digital plan, and how they can increase their income by using the internet marketing. So I'm very excited about all that, and so like my like the video for me, subscribe here. You go to hammerheadcoaching.com and you can get those blogs sent to you when the written blogs come out. They're both happening at the same time. And I really care about you guys. I want you to have a great life. Remember, monitor your heart thoughts, and you're responsible for the results you get in life. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.